And I believe we are finally live. We're a little bit behind. Sorry, guys. But welcome to Here Be
Sorry,
Dragons,
folks.
where creativity meets courage and dragons live in the art we create and the lives we lead. I'm Carla Morrow of Dragon Lady Art, and with me is my co-pilot and dragon rider extraordinaire,
Alan Childers of Alan Childers Art and Illustration. We're here to talk about the dragons we face, the treasure we're after, and the wondrously weird journey of life. Every episode will explore what it takes to face your dragons and maybe even ride one.
So grab your shields,
Hi.
sharpen your claws, and let's dive in because today we're asking the question that matters most. What dragons are you facing? Shut up, Alan.
And our guest today
is
Alexander Gustafson. And hi, Alexander. Do you want to introduce yourself and let our audience know who you are and what's your relationship to art?
Okay, so I'm Alex Gustafson. I'm an illustrator, Maquette sculptor, viz dev artist, a bunch of other stuff. I've been doing this for about 25 years. I've got a master's in illustration from SCAD.
Fancy.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, so fancy. It comes in a leather holder. It sits on my shelf.
Hey, I went for 2 months and dropped out, and it wasn't even an art college. So everything I did was self-taught. Now the bonus is I'm not in debt.
I do not have that. I do not have that.
Tell us where we can find you and your work and that kind of stuff.
Sure. My website is illustratedpixels.com.
That's a great name.
Digital Illustrator figured, right down the pike, we're going to confuse everyone going back to traditional. Now they're going to be like, wow.
These aren't pixels.
If you check out Illustrated Pixels on Threads or on Instagram, it's the same. Or if you just type my name, that'll bring you to Facebook and LinkedIn. Or if you just go to my website, there's links to all the other socials that are on there. There's a blog on there too, which I sometimes make relevant posts to things, and I have a Patreon, which is also under Illustrated Pixels, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah. I just hit like $88 on that. I was like, oh, my wee baby Patreon's growing up.
Heck yeah, that's great. Especially Patreon's hard right now because over the pandemic, I think I hit like $500 a month, but I've slowly dropped, and I haven't posted on Patreon in a little while, which is
I forget to post.
My bad.
And then when I do post, I'm like, here's 9 maquettes that I made. Don't bother.
I have been busy the last 2 years. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Info dump.
That's awesome.
So, Alexander, one of the questions we always ask our artists is, what dragons are you facing? What dragons in the art world or that you've been facing that's been preventing you from creating or has helped you create? So, not saying that dragons always have to be a bad thing.
Sure.
Hi, Renee.
Hello.
I think I probably got several. So I've been doing a lot of self-work lately, which is great. As we talked about a little earlier, I'm a giant proponent and advocate of mental health. So therapy, working out. In the last year, I've lost not even a year. Since September, I've lost about 65 pounds. I've been hitting the gym 5 times a week.
Awesome.
I cook all my own food.
That's awesome.
Within reason. And counting calories and all that stuff, which I hate. But I do love cooking, especially when I'm able to coax other people to come over for food, because I love making food for other people. And so that's
God, I hate cooking.
I love cooking. I don't like doing
I hate cooking so much.
Like, if somebody else will please come and wash my dishes, I will make you all the food.
Right.
It's hard to cook for one person. It's really hard to cook for one person.
It's all meal prep. I have a slow cooker. I will and an air fryer, and that does the bulk of the work. My oven.
I do love my air fryer.
Yeah, it is secret. It's secret sauce. And so there's that. There's the art, which right now is both a good and a bad dragon. It's like a 2-headed dragon that don't like each other.
Heck yeah, that's cool.
So I do these, which are maquettes. And
that's so cool.
Trying to learn how to cast these. I'm kind of a natural sculptor. And one of my teachers, I took one class in college that the teacher was just like, "You've done this before," and I was like, "No." And he's like, why is this not your major? And I'm like, it can be your major. Blink, blink. Like,
Wait,
and then even my illustration professors were like, maybe that should be your major. And then I was like, I part of me was like, I love sculpture, but I don't want a sculpture degree, master's degree. That just sounds useless.
Yeah, I was, what the fuck are you gonna do with that?
Right?
Oh, by the way, cussing is allowed, so we're fine.
Oh, excellent. I'm like holding myself back. Like, don't F-bomb.
Fuck that.
Work at the
I'll put a little explicit check mark when I upload these. So
okay, cool.
Go for it.
So for me, I'm trying to figure out how to take all of my disparate art dragons and get them out into the world in ways that can make money beyond just freelance. Because right now, freelance has gone the way of the dodo. You know, I've got illustration. I've got some outlines for some books that I've written that I want to illustrate. And I don't want them to be like novels. I want them to be like, are you familiar with like Tales from the Loop?
Oh, yeah.
They're like fully illustrated books. It's more like a square, and every
yeah.
page has like illustrations on it. I want to do.
I mean,
more
that's kind of what I'm about to kickstart, like in 3 days.
Oh,
I
awesome.
did the dictionary, the Language of Flowers dictionary.
Yeah.
I took it from the 1800s, and then I just illustrated the whole thing.
Oh, excellent! That sounds fantastic.
So, yeah. Thank you.
Well, drop that on me as soon as it's live, so I can put it everywhere. Because
I would. Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think your style would be great for an art book like that because you have a very cinematic style with some of your artwork here.
I really enjoy sci-fi. I really enjoy fantasy and steampunk. And I went during the pandemic. I went to go write one, and it's called Soul Haven, and it's a series of short stories that kind of culminates. Each of the short stories is like how some of the characters have met, and then
cool.
There's like a longer story at the end where they all have to come together to do a thing.
That's cool.
And originally it was called Ironheart, and I had to change that because Marvel has a character named Ironheart that I didn't know about, and they were like, "We're going to make a TV show called Ironheart." And I was like, "Wah wah wah."
Ah, damn.
But
you know, Disney, they're like trademarked.
Well, the Ironheart is an airship in the story, so I can still have that called the Ironheart, but I can't have that. I don't want that because I don't want people like Googling Ironheart and being like, "Is it the Marvel character or this book?"
Right.
So, and then while I was writing that, 2 more projects popped out of my head because that's just how ADHD
That's
works.
just how that. Yep.
So I have one called Starfall, which is a straight linear sci-fi story, like a one-shot. And then I have one called Nimue, which I don't think is a book. I think it's probably a game, but I don't know how to make a game. And it's basically the intro to it is the last of Arthur's knights riding to the lake with Excalibur, leading all over a white horse.
Yeah.
And he falls off the horse and stands up and hurls the sword into the water. And as the sword is coming towards the camera, the background fuzzes out and you see the form of the body hit the ground. A hand comes up, obviously the lady of the lake. She grabs the sword and pulls it under. Credits. Then she wakes up and walks out of the lake, and it's autumn or summer. And as she approaches the edge of her glade, there's a ripple like an old TV screen.
Okay.
And she doesn't know what it is. The lady of the lake is Fae, so she's like magic. And as she presses her face through this thing that looks like a forest, the camera switches to the other side of that field, and you see her form just violently shifting, and it's all like cyberpunk and sci-fi. And when she comes to the other side, she's got a very different form. And while you would play her, she and the sword are constantly shifting in light and shadow because the magic can't solidify. And I don't even know how you do that. That would be a huge pain in the butt for even the biggest studio.
Make a pitch book.
Right?
Like a pitch book for a video game company and just like man. That sounds great.
The whole story is she steps off this. It's kind of took it from Gargoyles a little bit, but like her lake has been moved to like the 300th story of a building, right? It's like a city park.
Yeah. Cool.
And she steps off and just straight drops down because what you hear things as like the sequence is going, and you hear, "Mom, no, help!" And she realizes that Arthur's been reborn. And I'm waffling right now on whether or not Arthur is a little boy or a little girl in this time. And you don't get there quickly enough to save the mother, but you do save Arthur, and it's an unconventional escort game. Like, nobody can target Arthur, but if you die, Arthur usually dies cinematically,
Yeah.
And your Arthur becomes a buddy companion.
Like when you move, Arthur is like weaving between your legs because you're like 10 feet tall, or you're a weird fate thing. And the whole plot of the game is get the new Arthur to Merlin, who is still alive in some form.
Very cool.
And you're gonna meet like some of the knights who, why are they still here? Have they been resurrected? Like I have all these ideas. And that sounds
way better than any of the escort quests that I've played in World of Warcraft.
Right? Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Everybody suck. I mentioned that to a game dev, and they were like, "You just said like an 8-letter word. Don't ever say."
Yeah. Right. No. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about escort quests. And I'm like, well, like nobody's like shooting the kid because nobody will publish that game if that's what you make.
Right.
No, but Arthurian Legends out of time, like that sounds really fucking cool.
And they'll be like, and it is very much like, what if this legendary timeline was in the year 3000? So there are beasts, and there are like augmentations, and there's magic, but the magic is weird because it doesn't really handle being around technology well. So like there'll be times where you're fighting with the sword, and the sword changes into another type of weapon, and it might throw off your whole fighting style. And there's other times where like you take a hit and you get knocked back under a street light, but being that close to a light source, an electric light source, your whole form just violently ripples. And I think that could be so damn cool.
That's very cool.
I'll spare.
I mean, that would even work. Like,
if you're closer to nature, maybe it has like a Fae vibe. Like, maybe if you're close to nature, like Central Park, it's like a whole.
That's how,
like
I'm thinking that's how
Enchanted World stuff.
Yeah. Like, because this is going to be like future Chicago or future New York or something like that. It's probably not going to be named that, but like there'll be like a Central Park or like a city square. And if you manage to find a tree, that's how you heal.
Oh, that's
cool.
Cool.
Yeah. And nobody steal this.
Right? Yeah. I've already got so many drawings for all three of these.
This will be recorded for propriety's sake.
Right?
Right? Yeah. The
better than mailing a letter to yourself with copyrights.
Just print. The sci-fi one, like I said, is a straight shot. That's just like high science fiction. I wrote that because people kept bugging me about, you're so good at sci-fi, do more sci-fi. I'm like, fine. And then Soul Haven is like a high fantasy steampunk, mage punk. Like all technology runs off of elementals that are captured in cores. And that also makes all of that technology alive. So like your gun, which might have like, all elementals work from mote to titan. So a mote is a candle flame. It's not very intelligent. It's like sort of intelligent. A titan is very dangerous and very intelligent. And like the city of Soul Haven, which is a flying city, runs on 3 titan storm cores. So you can go down to the engine area and actually converse with the elementals. And they don't mind being in cores. It's like giving them a new body. They can see outside of the city as though they had eyes that were in the city.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm
gaming company devs. You need to contact Alexander because you're getting the total package with this guy. He can develop and create and
just put me in a closet with like snacks and and money. I only get paid in comically large bags of cash.
Yes. And that's the frustrating thing about having, I know for me, about having like ideas that are this big, because I've got a few of my own.
Sure.
And the knowledge that you can't do this all yourself. Right? Like,
so I can't do Nimue all myself because I don't know enough about coding to do the shifting thing. But Soul Haven is just going to be me. And then when I need it, when it's ready to be books, I will go and hunt down a graphic designer and a layout artist because
there you go.
I will probably be very tired. And you know that's where you start trading with other artists. That's how you do that. Because we as artists don't have unlimited funds. So you find someone who's like, I really need an illustrator or a concept artist or a viz dev artist. Can you draw some of this stuff for me? And you go, I will do that for you if you help me lay out my stuff so that it looks like a professional did it. And
for sure.
Because I don't have graphic design abilities. That is not a power that I have. Also, I'm hugely dyslexic, so someone is going to have to like read over the text and make sure that the words that I say are the words that I meant to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have recently discovered that I'm mildly dyslexic, and it's very interesting.
Yes.
A lot of things that I, like I can't spell for beans, but I'm an avid reader and
sure,
I can pronounce things usually just fine, but the spelling is so horrifically wrong. And it turns out it's because I'm mildly dyslexic. So that's fun.
People who follow me on social media will definitely notice. They'll be like, oh, your spelling is terrible. And I'm like, yep. And you at some point just accept it and go, I can either worry about this every day for the rest of my life and bleed out your nose, or just accept it and the rest of you can too. And there are
I've discovered that if I use the little voice to text, I can usually say it clear enough that they'll spell it for me. So that's fun. And there's some guilt there still.
Writes that way.
Right.
He doesn't sit down and type. And I'm like, wait. That's not
brilliant.
cheating. I'm going to use voice to text. That's excellent because it is actively hard for me to sit down with a pen and like write.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do enjoy.
You just can't see my handwriting. It's horrific.
Sure. Yeah. The better
I can paint or draw anything you put in front of me, but if I'm writing a word, no.
Yeah.
So, Alexander, what is like? Where were some of your inspirations for art growing up, and like what brought you to art to begin with? Like, where were you? Like, what was the thing that's like this is the thing I'm going to be because this is my passion?
Sure. So it wasn't my first passion. My first passion.
Really?
I was a nationally competitive ice dancer.
That is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I said that with a straight face.
It's true. I have a whole box of medals. I was 14th in the country with my partner at the age of 14.
Wow. That's sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Most guys like, and this is like, 14 for me is like just discovering girls, and I get to skate with girls every day, so it was really cool. Unfortunately, I just didn't have I was like Star Wars novels,
Nerds in the 80s.
I could have been.
They're like New Kids on the Block,
guy, and it just didn't.
Yes,
it just didn't. So I did that until about. I continued to skate into college. So I would say around 18, somebody was like, "You need to pick a path. Are you going to do this professionally, or are you going to pursue something else?" And I looked around, and I realized that I was at that level. I was the only public school kid.
Oh yeah.
I was like a very normal, nerdy, like 1998, 1999 guy. And it was like the year before being nerdy became cool. Like in 1999, for those of you who are too young, in 1999, somewhere around the midpoint of the year, being nerdy just became cool. Global.
Child of the 80s right here. So
it was not cool before that. You would be put in lockers and it was not a fun time. But in 1999,
we hid in the theater room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was in theater, band, and art.
Yes,
no, you could not get. I was the bottom of the totem pole nerd. Oh, and I was a fat girl, so that didn't help either. Yeah.
I was a beanpole. But I had the glasses that were the size of my whole head.
Right.
And like I had just gone through a big growth spurt. So like my arms were gangly and weird and like I didn't know what to do with them when I ran. So I like T-Rexed. But I looked around and I saw all these extraordinarily wealthy kids who were homeschooled. The kind of homeschool where all the time you don't spend learning, you spend in your sport.
Right.
Eric Summer says he credits Phantom Menace for the cool nerd explosion.
That's definitely part of it for sure.
Phantom Menace and X-Men 1 and Blade.
Yeah.
Yep. And probably to a lesser extent, like DS9 was right around there too.
God,
Star Trek just started repicking back up after DS9
is like the best Trek.
Yep, I agree. A lot of people find that sacrilegious. It is only the best.
TNG.
I love TNG too, but the first couple seasons are a bit rough.
Especially with Matrix later on that year.
And Matrix. The Matrix definitely had a lot to do with that. So I went back to high school.
Kung Fu.
And I was like, all right, we got to pick something. What are we good at? And I was in every art class. I aced every art class with ease. And so I said, okay, I guess I'll go to art school. What do I love about art? Now, this is something that I just realized like in the last year. I made a mistake at this point in my life. I was playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons with my friends, so I chose fantasy illustration as my career path. But that was not my greatest source of inspiration. My greatest source of inspiration was Star Wars and other film, and specifically a VHS called From Star Wars to Jedi, where they went through all of the Industrial Lights and Magic stuff and how ILM came to be. And I kept wearing copies of that out.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But I didn't know that you could go to school for that. There was no source of information during that early proto-internet that said you can go out to California and if you can get a free ride because California is expensive, you could learn how to make. If you happen
to catch an ad in a magazine, you knew about stuff.
Yeah. And this is before, like, Gnomon probably existed in its infancy, but I don't even think, like, Stan Winston School of the Arts existed.
Yes, Gnomon.
So I don't even know where I would have gone to learn this kind of stuff. So I ended up at UMass Dartmouth, which is a state school in the bottom half of Massachusetts, and all the teachers there were editorial artists. Day one, they were like, you can't be a fantasy illustrator. That's lowbrow trash. And it's funny because going through this industry, I have heard this story from almost every artist from my generation, our generation.
Yeah.
And some
I didn't
of them
even go to school, and everybody was telling me you can't make money as a fantasy artist. You can't grow up and stop painting dragons. Why are you painting dragons? You'll never make any money doing that.
That dragons were all I drew in high school. I would draw dragons, and it was beat out of me, not literally. In
that and drawing Jim Lee's style of X-Men.
Right? Like that and DBZ.
Little light field.
Yeah.
Little giant foot here, little weird back there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Little broken back.
I was more of an Eric Larson Savage Dragon fan. I was just like, Eric Larson Savage Dragon. I started reading that and I was like, oh my gosh, this is badass.
Yeah. My comics growing up were Spider-Man because he was the one line that was affordable. There was always a Spider-Man comic that was 25 cents. And then the one, like, you know how they have the big, like, runs of comics? And, like, my thing when I was a kid was the Maximum Carnage run. With Spider-Man, Venom, Captain America, Doppelganger.
Yeah, Spawn was around there, too. And God, Spawn. Yeah. Early, oh, man. So good.
So good.
I was a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. So, like, I would go and research. I would go and research my own animals at the library to make mutants out of and make little stories for them. So that's kind of how I got started with drawing and stuff. But yeah, I loved me some Ninja Turtles back in the day.
Yeah. And now I feel like a lot of us are going back in that direction where we're like, give me that sketchbook, give me that traditional paint, give me that sculpture. I want to do. I don't want to abandon the digital. I love digital painting. I'm partially colorblind.
Okay.
So for me, painting's not hard, but remixing colors is very difficult.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And it's funny because I brought that up to others before, and they're like, well, there are ways around it. I'm like, no, there really aren't. There really aren't ways around it. If you run out of that particular red-orange that you made and you're red-green colorblind, you're just boned.
I mean, even not being colorblind, that's still difficult. Right, to get that perfect mix. Good.
Yeah.
Have you tried the glasses?
Yep, they didn't. Because it's only a partial color blindness. You don't have that profound. Like you put them on and you're like, oh my god, I see space time. Like I did experience that when I was 6 when I first got glasses because I did not realize that when I looked at a tree, I was not seeing leaves, I was seeing mudge.
Right.
So on the way home, I'm plastered in my parents' car window, like, oh my god, so much detail.
Right. High def.
Right.
Eric says colorblind nerds unite, have the same problem with traditional media.
Wow. Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of colorblind artists and other stuff too. There's a lot of people with aphantasia, which is where I have aphantasia.
That is crazy to me. Yeah. I know Stephanie Law has aphantasia and she talks about it a lot. And her I can't wrap my head around that because I love her work and I've loved her work for 20 years. And to see that and know that she just puts that shit on paper.
Sure. Well,
because I finish a painting in my head before I ever start it. So when I hit paint to canvas, the painting is done up here. Like I can fully see it.
So I don't.
That's
I think
amazing.
I have Avantasia too. I go in
Like-
blind every time.
So if you close your eyes, if you were to close your eyes right now and picture a green apple on a desk, what do you actually see? Some people will say that they see a
Photorealistic.
cinematic, like 3D camera turn around a green apple. If
Mhm.
I do that,
I see the back of my eyelids.
yeah, yep. Then you have you're pretty high on the scale. It's a 10-step scale. I also don't see anything, but I have learned over the years to think a green apple. I have seen enough green apples where I can think a green apple. So like if I'm out for a run, I'm sketching in my head, just not. And I had this wonderful talk with Ian McCaig, and one of the things I said is I keep having to redraw things over and over and over and over again. And he said, I do too. And I was like, brr, because that's not how it was presented in school. That's not how it's been presented from some other artists. It was always, but then I just draw, because a lot of artists don't share how they actually work. They share kind of how they work.
Yeah, for sure.
And I have become so much more comfortable with drawing it messy, doing my visual research, drawing it right, and then drawing it from me, drawing the one that's going to go to the client. So you end up drawing something several times, and through that process, it gets around the aphantasia.
That's cool.
Oh,
yeah. I love hearing how, as you said, like not a lot of us talk about how or why we do the things we do. And I think that's something that we would like to definitely explore on this podcast.
Yeah.
But I know I did a painting class from a fantastical artist in Colorado in March. And it was the hardest class I'd ever sat in, because she talked about figuring out like your emotional cues and symbology and stuff before you start a piece, and leaning more into like the pre-work. And that's not how I paint. I figured it out in my head and then I put it on paper like that.
Sure.
So sitting down to kind of work out the bugs of a piece is not something that's not how I have ever worked. And I struggled hard that weekend, because trying to adapt how I've been working for 20 years into what she was trying to teach us. And I was trying to get, not just my money's worth out of it, but trying different things, and knowing that I need to bring more of that pre-work into my general work. Sure. Always it should be done. I need to figure this stuff out, because the more you figure out in the pre-work, when you actually get to the canvas, you should have that all figured out, and then you just render it right. At that point, you're almost a printer.
Yes. Yep.
Not always, but more. It's better to do it that way than to get halfway through and go, oh shit, I don't know how to do this because I didn't figure it out before. And it was something that I really struggled with.
I'll decide what I want to draw ahead of time, but I won't know what it looks like. Like I'll be like, I'm going to draw this. I won't know what it looks like in my head, but I'll just start it's like steering the ship towards that direction, Sure. But once that sensory starts happening with the drawing, and I can feel it and I can actually see it, then like I can go into the picture. I can pull lines out. I can start. Then it's in my head, right? Once I've made that eye brain connection to my paper, then I'm Sure. I'm in it. I'm zoned in.
Well, so you kind of got to develop a battle plan, right?
Yeah.
And no battle plan is going to survive first contact with a client. And I love my clients. You know who you are. But the way I was taught to do things over the years was kind of draw it. Start with your basic forms and shapes, and you can be forgiving here. It's not supposed to be. Sorry about that. And it's not supposed to be perfect. Once you do that, you do kind of like a version of the whole drawing. And at this point, when you've kind of got stuff figured out, at this point, this is where you're going to hire your model, get someone in costume, make a maquette, get the lighting right, really nail down the bones. Sculpture too. These are made with armature wire. These are made with aluminum armature wire. The hardest lesson for any student to learn when you're doing this kind of stuff is you need to nail the armature. The armature is the most important part of the sculpture, because if you fudge the armature, the weight of the sculpture will eventually snap it. Ooh. You'll have an arm that just falls off in the middle of the night. You'll be like, oh God, what was that? You'll just have a sculpture across the way that doesn't have an arm. Because these things are heavy.
Can we show our viewers this huge rancor that you have over here?
Yes.
So this thing is massive. Look at this. Look at this beastie boy.
It's so cool.
Oh my God.
So this guy weighs, just get him by the throat.
I was just going to ask.
This guy weighs about 25 pounds. Now, ordinarily, when you're doing these professionally, you would bulk it out with tinfoil, but I kind of subscribe to a little bit of weight means reliability. There's a delicate dance between you need to bulk it out so it's not heavy, because the reason you bulk it out is because the weight of the clay will pull on the armature wire. And also, you have to carry these things, and they are very heavy. Every time I bring one of these to the show, I use them as center table props for like a inline table.
For sure. Yeah.
And you're in a full flop sweat by the time you get one of these from your car to your table. You're like, I work out. Why am I so weak?
Right.
But I am working on getting them smaller because everyone's like, you need to make them smaller. I'm like, I want to make them bigger.
I want to make them small. Hey, dude, if you don't want to make them smaller, don't.
Well, so here's the thing. If I ever want to cast them for sale, I have to make them smaller.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
That Raincore is like a $6,000 cast.
I mean...
Could you imagine a 3D print of that thing? You should get the rounded 3D print of that thing. That'd be sick.
They do. So 3D scanning is an option, and that will force me to finally learn ZBrush.
There you go.
But you can't sell 3D. When you sell a 3D print, like even if I printed it myself and painted it myself, I can sell that for like, I don't know, $100.
Yeah.
If I cast this in bronze, like the Raincore, if I cast that guy in bronze, I can sell that for like $10,000.
Yeah. Well, even if you got into like modeling, because I did a lot of old school resin modeling. I fucking love monster modeling and did it when I was all through high school, and really just incredible pieces. I miss it so much, and I hate that 3D printed is now taken over that world, because I miss my resin and
that's what we're looking at learning next is some form of like 2-part mold resin. But it's expensive as hell. And if you mess up, your sculpture is just dead.
So go apply at Sideshow.
I am not. Like my ability, if you look at some of the
sculpture, are you fucking kidding me? Really?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, your sculptures are sick, dude.
No,
I
think
love
you could be a
love it.
Sideshow
I love
artist
it
easily.
too. So the sculpture for me is pure. It's weird. There's a lot of anxiety and pressure on the illustration because I've been doing that for 25 years. So you asked about dragons earlier. One of mine is healing that and learning to face my illustration from growth and joy again, because that is where artists really come from. It needs to come from the spark and not from the, oh my God, I must pay my bills. You're never doing your best work from 6 feet underwater. You're not.
Yeah.
Nope.
But
that's absolutely why I'm going into fine art.
You're in a state of survival.
I'm doing
at that
this
point.
and not this.
You can't make
completely.
You can't make your best creative work from a state of survival.
No, and I know it doesn't look it, but I'm very like you're getting actual Alex, which some of my very close friends here would pay good money for. And I have extreme anxiety.
I do too. Me too.
Very, very, very bad anxiety.
Just had a panic attack a couple days ago.
Yep. I've had in applying to regular jobs. There is when you have been told that you will not make it a lot, and I mean a lot.
I know.
When you
my parents.
Yeah. Okay. I never had that. My parents have been very, very supportive.
Good.
Not so much of the not making no money, but like they want me to like go work a regular job and do the illustration. Like, please do both.
Right.
We're just not if I was in any city, this wouldn't even be a discussion. I would have just gone and gotten a really good regular job and things would be great. Being in Vermont, it's like you're rural and it's like super. But like, wow, my whole brain just went. What thought were you about to have, Alex? It was a thought for sure.
It was a thought. That train just took off.
It just left the station, and I'm still on the platform.
That's okay.
But yeah, I'm very interested in somehow the sculpture is totally free of that. When I sculpt, I don't even sketch first. I just start moving my hands, and my hands know what to do. Like that Raincore, I didn't use reference for that. I know what a Raincore looks like because I've read every Star Wars book ever.
You did that from memory? Holy shit.
I can draw you a technical schematic of a B-Wing starfighter with no prep time.
Okay. So I have a problem with people using the T word.
That needs to be working for Star Wars.
Like, no. I've worked my ass
I
off.
read
I'm
every
skilled. I'm
book.
not talented.
You're
starting to challenge my idea of what talent is, dude.
My
seriously.
I have a one of the lesser types of photographic memory for certain things, detail and lore. If I am given access to that, like the first time I played Halo, I got into Halo late. So I played like Halo 1, 2, and 3, and there was already like a wiki and books and shit. And I like started to read the books and read the wiki, and I can just tell you the entire history of the Halo universe now. I didn't want that information, but it's in there.
But it's
Same
in
thing
there.
with Star Wars. I grew up on the books. I grew up with the West End Games D6 Star Wars role-playing game. All of that information is in my head, and it's really annoying because I actually like most of what Disney's done. We'll just put 7, 8, and 9 over on the side. But the shows and stuff, love them. I think I've loved everyone. The Acolyte wasn't great, but there was some really cool shit in there. They brought Cortosis over, so I was happy with Quimar or whatever his name is. I will go so hard in the paint for Star Wars. And I had the opportunity to actually write.
Did you read the expanded novels? Did you read
all 182 of them? Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Yeah. And I'll never forgive. Well, I love R.A. Salvatore for his Dritz novels, but he also killed Chewie.
Okay, so there's a whole story behind this, which will
spoilers. Jesus,
really
sorry.
They had a meeting.
He brought a fucking moon down on him. That's how he had to do it.
They hit Chewie with a moon. That's how many hit points Chewie had. They were like, "How do we take out that guy?" And they were like, "We got to hit him with a moon." It's all we got.
Yes, Adrian, please. Skilled. There's a lot of us that don't care much for the talent word because it kind of diminishes like everything that we've put into it, and this idea that we were just born with it. And a lot of us.
I have no natural I apparently have a natural aptitude for the sculpture. In terms of drawing and painting, it has been a fight every step of the way, and it probably will continue to be. And honestly, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I love it.
I want the ability to work on all the things that I grew up loving, and they will have to pry it from my cold, dead hands.
Was there something from your skating that you took from skating, like, and applied to your art, like your precision orient, like being
determination
precise,
and practice, probably a lot of it.
I really don't like being told I can't do something for bullshit reasons. And
yes.
When I was born 2 months premature, so I was very sick as a kid.
Wow.
And I was told, all the doctors told my parents you can't do any sports. And then it was like a Monday, we went to one of the arenas here, and the Stars on Ice was coming through. So Scott Hamilton,
that's cool.
Christy Yamaguchi, Brian Boitano, all of the big
names.
Yeah, all of those names that we probably know from our youths. I know them because I've met them. Not to brag, but there's a picture somewhere in here of 5-year-old me with like a blonde bowl cut, like bright blonde bowl cut. My dad took me down to the edge of the ice to meet them. He explained to Scott Hamilton, "Hey, he's a very sick kid. They said he can't do sports." And Scott was like, "Well, that's bullcrap. Has he tried skating?" And then you know how 5-year-olds are, right? Like if you've been around kids, I turned around, I was like, "I'm gonna be a skater," like with no prep, just let's go.
Right.
And then
this is who I am now.
You're right. And then like 10 minutes later, I got violently sick on like apples because my parents let me eat like 4 apples, like a rapid succession.
Oh no.
That's how that story ends. But so I went and I started learning, and obviously I was a little kid, so like I didn't really do much with it other than constant training. But as I got better and better, you hit certain milestones. I started at freestyle, which is where there's jumps and stuff. And when I got to the axle, which is the first jump that's more than one rotation, I was going through my big puberty growth spurt, and I could not, for the life of me, control my legs. And a figure skate is very different from a hockey skate in that there's a toe pick on the front end, and I kept like hitting the toe pick and then slamming down with my whole body weight on my knees to the point where they were black and spongy, and I had to be like dragged off the ice a couple days. And you just keep trying to land it because that's all you can do. There's no hack. So for me, that combined with ADHD, combined with nobody puts baby in a corner, kind of like
I laugh because I know.
Right. That's like I don't just want me to succeed. I want everybody to succeed. I don't see a reason why everyone doesn't get a chance to play. You wanna work on movies, you should be given a chance to work on movies. Now, if you fail, that is on you, and maybe you have to go and recoup. But like, if you're never given the chance to try, that's on a lot of people.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And I feel that way about illustration. I feel that way about a lot of things in life. Like, doors should be opened because they can.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people who disagree with me, and I will tell them to their face they're full of shit, because
I completely agree, for sure.
No one in illustration would be where they are without people opening doors for them. There's no one who is 100% self-made. You may have been self-trained, you may have taught yourself how to paint, but nobody has a flourishing career on their own. That is just absolute nonsense. And so we're
not creating in a bubble,
right? And that's what. So I took that skating mindset because I did not fit in that world. I just didn't. I was a nerdy, loud, talkative kid.
D&D playing.
D&D playing. Yeah, right. Exactly. Like I because there were only two guys in my oh God, what's the word? Like at the rink that I was based out of, there's a word for it, and I can't think of what that word is now. And there was like a couple hundred people that skated out of there, right? There were only two guys. So all the women that were in ice dancing, I would have to take them through their tests. Now, if this was even 5 years later, so much stuff changed. One, guys started getting paid for that because you literally would come on test day, take your two tests, pass them, and then there's 200 girls. Just at this rink too. There were other places like Connecticut doesn't have any boys at this one arena, so they need to ship in some boys because that's.
Wow.
Now I think some things have changed. Now I think like a girl could skate with another girl. It's just there is boys moves and girls moves because it's
right.
It's,
for sure.
The difference between pairs and ice dancing is in ice dancing the man will throw the woman, and in in pairs the man will throw the woman. In ice dancing, at the lower levels, you never fully separate. And at the higher levels, you can separate if you're choreographing your own dance, but you will come right back together. And you're not throwing anyone. No one's leaving the ice physically.
A lot of parallels to like ballroom dancing and stuff, which is cool.
And you're learning like foxtrot, waltz, swing dance, west, east, fiesta, cha-cha, that kind of stuff. The moves are very similar. They're a little different because you can glide and you have edges that there's like a momentum to it. But like I also am, I know some ballroom dancing. I hope to get back into dancing when I'm fully back in shape. The anxiety kind of drove me away from that. Oddly,
you think lace up again?
I would like to buy a newer set of ice skates. My old ones, I can get them on. They're quite painful because they were the ice skates I had when I was 22.
Right. Feet change.
My big old man feet don't like to go
widen out.
Right. Yeah. But I never had to ask a woman to dance when I was an ice dancer. I had a partner. Her name was Kiwi.
Always.
And if it was somebody else, they would always come to me. And if you go to like a fusion dance event and it's just a room full of beautiful people and somebody and they're like, okay, Alex, now walk up to a random woman you don't know and ask. And I'm a pretty confident guy. And in that situation, I'm like, none of these people want to talk to me. I'm going to go into the sewer and just live as a mole person for the rest of my life.
That's residual.
Meanwhile, half of them were like, I really wish Alexander would come ask me to dance.
Right? Yes. And that's that self-defeating anxiety voice that we have to bind and gag the gremlin and toss them into a trunk.
It lies.
Yeah.
It lies. But that repetition that I am not born good at this is what I took. And I don't have a lot of natural artistic ability so much as I'm naturally creatively unstoppable. It's very difficult for me to like if that's an engine.
Mm-hmm.
When I started writing Soul Haven or Nimue, it's very hard to stop, like almost painfully hard to stop. It just starts coming out.
For sure.
And I try to communicate this to like HR.
Oh, nobody gets it. Nobody gets it.
I'm like,
I can't do anything else. There's no other options. Not
Sure.
like, oh no, I just really like being no. I can't do anything else.
Sure. Yeah, and I did 5 years at IBM right out of grad school from 2008 to like 2014-ish, 13, 14. And that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life because it was a fabrication plant and I had to stand there and do nothing most days because my tools were constantly broken, like these big microchip wafer tools, right? And all you do is pick up a box and put it on the next tool, pick up a box, put it on the next tool.
I can't do it.
It's so hard. And like I physically can do it. I can mow lawns, I can houses, I can do any job. I'm capable of anything. But the problem is after about 6 months, my brain just checks the fuck out. You need to engage me on like a mental or physical level.
And then all it takes is one asshole manager.
In my case, it was like me and like 2 really cool people and then like 40 hunter bros out of thousands of employees, but that was like my team. So I was not gelling like Magellan. They were like, I showed up with hopes and dreams and a fresh master's degree, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna die here." You're right. Yeah. This is where dreams come to die. But not get anything on the carpet.
My 2 longest jobs ever in my lifetime were the military because it's really hard to quit. They make it hard to quit, and then working in the education system because kids kids give you back a lot of what the system takes. So they feed my ego, but
both my parents are teachers, so I get it. I got to see like at close proximity the benefits and negatives of teaching, such as bringing work home. You don't have free time.
Or kids recognizing you in Walmart or every restaurant that you live in nearby.
My dad is Mr. G to about 80 gajillion kids because he taught for 43 years.
Wow.
Every state I have moved to, Florida, Georgia, Washington State, every place, a kid or an adult will hear my last name and go, "Shit, you haven't been to Vermont, have you?" And I was like, "Oh no, it's another one." I moved across the
Y'all
country.
are following me.
I moved across the country to Seattle for a job, right? Didn't really know many people. And I went to a meetup. It was an indoor beach volleyball meetup in Georgetown, Seattle. Made a bunch of friends who are still friends of mine. This one guy comes up to me after the thing and he's like, "You said your name is Alex?" And I'm like, "Gustafson?" And I was like, "Oh no." And he's like, "One, your dad was my teacher." And I'm like, "Yes, I know. He's taught everyone." And 2, I was the lifeguard when you were like 6. Like I was the person who taught you how to swim. And I was like, "I don't remember that at all." And he's like, "You wouldn't. But you were very good at swimming."
Is the world really small?
It's super tiny.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
Part of it is Seattle is the furthest point away from anything relevant for a lot of the country. Unless you want to move to like Juneau, and then jobs are a problem.
I feel like the internet makes the world seem so big, but really it's like you'll end up meeting somebody at a random thing, like or somebody that somebody that knows somebody. Like the world is so small. It's crazy.
Even in like somebody, I see these posts online all the time. They're like, "If you're an adult male, why are you still playing video games?" I'm like, let me reframe this for you because I love people. I deeply love I'm an extrovert in the truest sense of that word.
Fuck everybody. Sorry.
Imagine that you were on a video game in a what do you call them? Where you're like playing with 4 people, right? You're all on the same team. You got a person from the United States. You've got a person from a different place in the United States. You got a person who's in Africa, and you got a person who's in like London, and you're all playing on the same team. And maybe like 2 of you speak different languages, but you're doing the best you can. That's kind of magic. That's kind of total magic because where else do you experience
You're welcome,
that?
Renee. Renee agrees with me.
AOL 1998 chat rooms, you're like, what? I'm on MySpace. Let me share my bands that I like with people. Other than those places, the internet brings the world to you in a very real way. But when you actually go out and travel in it, we're all people. We all want the same things kind of on a fundamental level with a few exceptions, but very few exceptions.
Who's got trains?
Yeah, there's a train track right outside my house. So like 4 times a day, my whole house.
I grew up near train tracks. I'm like, I recognize that.
Right? I'm just like,
there's a job.
The train is here.
You'll never be home though.
That's so stereotypical, an artist that lives under the tracks.
Right? Yeah. It's my roommates are the 4 trolls that all live under the trellis.
Yeah, right.
Trolls. My landlord does not take child bones.
Darn it.
Damn.
So
what are you doing? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Carl. No, go ahead. After you.
That was a dramatic effect train. Yes.
Dramatic effect train leaving the station.
Well, now I forgot what I was going to ask. So go ahead.
Is there like any special kind of like projects or anything like that you would like to be working on right now, as far as like the sci-fi things you mentioned, those kind of things, but is there like a project or like what does your dream job look like?
Oh, what is my dream job? Well, those are 2 different questions, so I'll answer the first one first. My project, I have the 3 personal projects. I love that everybody likes Name Away, but that's going to be the last one because I need to level up on the other 2 first. I am currently waffling as to which gets done first. The sci-fi one is the shortest run. It's just 1 story, and it's not a very big book. And Soul Haven is 7 stories at least. Plus, I want to build the whole world. And I know people keep saying, nobody wants world building books. I'm like, I'm not doing that for them. I'm doing that for me.
Right? That's all that matters.
Soul Haven is built to contain all the things that I love. So there's dinosaurs and dragons, and one of the dinosaurs is actually a character because it merged itself with an elemental. So there's like thunderclouds streaming off of its back.
Oh, that sounds like fun to paint.
Yeah. And of course, Magic did it like right after I wrote it. And I was like, son of a bitch. I'm like,
we are all pulling from the same well.
Yes, we are. All of the
Miyazaki level shit right there.
Right. Every time I see that and that happens, I just like, well, I'm doing it anyway, and you can't stop me.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know what's going to happen? My book's going to come out and be like, this was a Magic card, and I'm like, well, it was a me first, but I'm not going to fight them on it. So those are the projects that I want to do. In terms of what my dream jobs are, I mean, they're not dissimilar from what most of us are going to say. I grew up playing Magic and D&D. I've wanted to do those since I was a kid. I think I would ace either of them with my eyes blindfolded and my arms broken. I also would love to be an art director on those. I think I would be a great art director. I am a bit unconventional, but as you guys can see, when I am set loose on a project, it's like, hold me back.
I loved what you did for 78 Tarot. I was working on that too, and I remember your cards coming out, and they were great.
Yeah. I have one left. I don't think the sci-fi deck is ever going to come to fruition, so I'm just going to finish this last card.
Yeah, Katie's having some hard times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm okay with it because I not the hard times, just it not going anywhere.
Right.
I don't really want to do like 4 more cards. But the big space lady, that was the judgment card, and I've edited a little bit to be more my own thing.
That's awesome.
My dream jobs were always working in film, although I somehow forgot that for most of my career.
We do that. It's amazing how that happens.
Well,
your artwork hasn't, because I keep looking at your artwork going, this could be a movie.
Yeah, cinematic.
And I love painting big things. Like if somebody were to come to me right now and they were like, what part of Magic did you grow up loving? Right? Because I played Magic a lot as a kid. I love giant stompy green creatures and blue creatures, but the blue ones were always hard to cast. I want to paint giant titanic things with forced worm's eye perspective that are just like lumbering. Think of like what was that game? Something Colossus, where you were like a little guy on a horse and you had to like climb up these things.
Oh yeah.
Not Challenge of the Colossus.
Was that Shadow of Colossus?
Shadow of the Colossus. There you go. Yeah, I want to paint. I love painting huge things. I love painting just epic scale. Is so much fun to work with, and so I would love to do movies. I love pop culture. Predator, Alien, Star Wars, Batman, all that stuff. and so much more. I love watching movies. I love finding other people who love watching movies and just dorking out over a movie. It's like, let's talk about The Fifth Element for like 3 hours. Yeah.
Yes.
And
I just saw Idiocracy for the first time yesterday.
I have not.
Was that
seen
your
that
first time?
I have not seen that movie.
First time seeing it.
I need to watch that. I need.
It was
Every
good
time-
20 years ago when it wasn't a documentary.
Right. I mean, it does have Terry Crews, who is one of my favorite humans. So
Terry Crews.
I do need to see that at some point. I've also never seen Akira.
What?
I've
Really?
never seen. So I missed it when I was a kid. My parents never would have allowed me to watch something that violent. They were very like, no weapons and no violence in our house, but Star Wars is okay.
Right.
And then
It's far enough removed from reality.
They bought a computer that like came with a pack of software, and in the very back it had X-Wing and Mech Warrior 2, and it was all downhill from there. I was like,
Right.
polygon violence. Ah!
You know why religious parents were okay with Star Wars is because Ewan McGregor looked like Jesus.
I grew up on the OG, but yes, there's memes going around the internet of like somebody's nana who like thought that they put up a picture of Jesus, but it was actually Ewan McGregor as.
Yeah, it's a big joke in the Mormon circles.
Yeah, and I'm like,
White, pretty white Jesus.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I guess I've always wanted to work on a team. Collaborative art is where the sauce is.
Stan Winston special effects.
That would be cool, man. That would be cool. And the thing is, you're competing with so many hundreds of other people.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not in any way putting myself down to say, as good as I am, I'm not even close to where I need to be to do those things. And not that I couldn't do it. Like if they hired me.
No, I think it's important to realize where you are in the hierarchy, because then you can see where you want to go.
Sure.
Right?
My goal
the same
is
thing.
to
It's not
always-
self-deprecating. It's just like, this is where I stand in the herd, and this is where I would like to
Yeah.
be, and this is the steps that I need to take in order to get from point A to point B.
And I think right now with AI and how we are all having to adjust to that, a lot of the people like myself who are primarily digital, we need to find a way to construct ourselves an Apple box so we can stand up just a little and be like, my creative voice matters. I deserve to be here.
For sure.
Here's how I am just a little different from every other artist. And for me, that's going to be starting digitally, finishing traditionally, and then maybe adding some three-dimensional sculptural elements to the compositions.
That's what I'm doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we
why
can
I'm
start
painting
talking
all
about.
gold leaf with lapidary.
Oh,
and,
sure.
And there's relief sculpting underneath it, and
yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is create an experience for the viewers when they're standing in front of the painting.
Yep.
Right. It's just not like, oh, that's a pretty painting. It's when you walk by, the colors shift because there's sparkly shit in it, right? Or there's stones that flash or whatever. The metal changes, and that's so I want that experience between the artwork and the user, the consumer, the watcher, whatever.
Right.
And
the purchaser.
yeah, I think the user.
The user. There's a booth theme for you. Everything's set up like the Matrix or like Tron.
Yeah,
and when they come up, you're like, welcome, user.
Yeah.
That'd be
We're using that in my booth. Welcome, user.
Where
would you like to go, Navigator?
Right. Compliance. If you know what that's from, that's a nerdy deep cut from the 80s. That's from Flight of the Navigator.
Where would you like to go, Navigator?
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Every time
wasn't that voiced by Pee Wee Herman?
Was it Paul Rubens?
Don't remember if it was, but that whole ship structure was a giant puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I love that ship. That ship was so.
When GPS first came out, we would go to shows, and I would get into
effing Navigator.
Yeah, exactly. I would get in the passenger seat. My friend would give me her GPS when we were at a show, and the first thing out of my mouth would be, "Where would you like to go, Navigator?" And she hadn't seen the movie yet, so she didn't get it, and I just thought it wasn't. Yeah.
Yep. I will say that I'll be out somewhere and just turn to someone and go, compliance, and nobody knows what it's from. And that's what my brain does. My brain will just like memorize a movie like completely on its own.
2/3 of my conversation are movie and show quotes. Don't even get me started on South Park. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Little Shop of Horrors is locked in there. Little Shop of Horrors was like the first.
Spaceballs.
Oh, Spaceballs. Yes. I can't wait for the sequel. It's gonna be
I know,
great.
Raspberry. Nobody gives me the
Rick
raspberry.
Moranis is back, baby.
Dare give me the raspberry. Lone Star.
Okay.
Well, I'm in the
Back.
middle now.
There we
There
go.
we go.
We got it. We
My
got
assholes.
to have an Alexander sandwich here.
There you go.
But yeah,
Yes,
I mean
but-
that's part of like why we do this stuff though, is as you said, you like pop culture, and so we consume it just as much as we enjoy
Sure.
creating in those worlds for sure.
Mhm.
And it's actually, that's been the biggest challenge working on the solo projects is every time a Predator movie comes out, I'm like, I want to work on a Predator movie so fucking badly. Like one moment. Okay, so the last one came out, and I literally made this from scratch.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
That's amazing.
sweet.
These
What
are
is it made of?
this is 3D printed with Bondo,
Nice.
and
Okay.
these are the blooded marks for killing your first xenomorph, and then these are actual coyote jaws,
Yes.
and like a set of ski masks and some metal greebles. But like
That's
I love
did this.
nerds.
I painted
I love
an illustration.
Nerds are the
of-
best.
You really can't leave me alone with buildable stuff and or things, because I will build stuff out of them. I've made multiple lightsabers.
I was in SCA for years, so historical costuming. I also do plushies on the side, so yeah,
Sure.
I know, I'm totally get it.
Yeah, I
there's a market for that. Ice skating with lightsabers. I mean, or ice skating as
Star Wars
a
on
predator. I think there's a market for this.
it's so funny too because the
Thanks,
sport
Eric.
has changed a lot from when I was a kid, and a couple of the things that I didn't love is when I was a kid. I've always loved music, but I didn't really have my own musical taste because I didn't love what was on the radio. Not because some of it wasn't good. There's a lot of good 80s music. But because it was on the radio, it's what everybody liked. And
Yeah.
just subconsciously, like, I was kind of rejecting it. So I only listened to Weird Al for like 8 years. And then my musical journey went Weird Al Yankovic, Dave Matthews Band, Incubus, metal.
So I have the most important question of the night right here then.
Sure.
What Camelot concert are you going to when they're touring in September?
God damn it. So we don't have a venue here. So I will have that is the thing that stops me from going to see all
Oh
the
no, I'm
bands.
driving probably 9 hours, pick a direction,
Sure.
and that's the one I'm
Sure.
gonna go to.
The band that I most want to see right now is Unleash the Archers. They are phenomenal.
Yes, for sure.
And Britney is on the new Transformers 40th is this year. So they're re-releasing it September 17th in the theaters. So they have the original soundtrack, the 86 soundtrack, which has been re-released, but they also have the reformatted soundtrack, which has like a newer modern bands coming on doing stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they got the Cybertronian Spree, who's a fairly well-known band that dresses up like Transformers characters, and the lead singer for that is amazing. And so they had them come in, fronted by Brittany Slays from Unleash the Archers, to
That's
do the
so
theme
cool.
song. And she
that's
just
so cool.
shreds it.
Yeah,
And I was like,
that's
oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Yes.
I want to see that. I want to see, like, God, there are so many. I want to see Breaking Benjamin. I have missed Breaking Benjamin 7 times because every time they come near me, I don't have any money to go. I've seen Disturbed.
Same with Camelot. Mhm.
Yep, I've missed Camelot a couple of times. I did eventually get to see Incubus, and they were fantastic live. Like
Oh, I bet.
no
There's
band.
a band who has that kind of charisma live. It just,
Yeah. They did a
so good.
2-hour set
So
with a
good.
micro set in the middle that was all acoustic with didgeridoos.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was really
That's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah, it was fucking cool. I adore live music, especially female fronted metal is my jam.
Oh, yeah. Nightwish, Epica, seen all
Yep.
those. Within Temptation. Yeah.
Yep. Hailstorm I've seen 6 times. If you ever want a great
awesome.
show.
Love Hellstorm.
Really, Lizzie is not only a fantastic vocalist, but she's kind and she will just talk with you. She's just a really good person.
Visions of Atlantis is touring with Camelot. Fuck yeah.
Fuck.
So excited.
I would be. You know what? I really want to do like art for bands, and I know it doesn't pay super great, but like I have never been able to get a band to like write back to me, and like I write to their management and stuff, and be like, "Look, I do all this stuff. I want to do it for you," and they were like, "Yeah, whatever, kid."
Probably have a lot of people that message them. Although you live, like, you have skills, so
I'm like, I'm an actual illustrator, and they're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right? I'm a real artist.
I'm a real boy. A lot of this job feels like doing that. You like write to someone and you're all excited. There's an element of I'm going to a birthday party and I'm 5, and you're in the backseat of your car going, I'm so excited to see my friends. Like,
Right?
a lot of, and it's weird because one of the things that I've learned is people who are in charge of hiring fucking hate that. They do not want you to be passionate. They want you to be professional.
Right.
And I'm like, can't I be both?
They want you to be like, these are my works, you know.
They're okay.
It is a little weird, but I have run into a fair share of people in the industry who, when they talk about all the cool shit that they've worked on, there is like a level of detachment. And I'm like, I don't think I could ever do that. Like, I don't think I'd ever be like, oh yeah, I've only worked on 5 Predator movies. 6th one, I don't know. Like, I've been like, fuck yeah.
And I got to work on Predator, and I got to do this, and I got to do that.
Right? Like, there's what we do is so cool, and I think I've had a few instances in my time doing this where you've gotten to see the direct effects on everyday people that have shaped why I do this and why I fought so hard to keep doing this. I had my car die in Seattle. I needed to go to work. I had a day job, which was technically doing illustration. And I had to call AAA. Guy shows up. It is the most blue collar man you have ever seen in your life. Like, if the words blue collar came to life, he's this guy. He was a nice guy. Just, you know, like, if I was drawing from imagination a blue collar mechanic guy, it would be him.
Look it up in the dictionary and there it is.
Dead in eyes. Until he puts the new battery in, it's doing its thing. He's making sure that it's good. And he looks in my back seat, and there's some sketchbooks and some client work and a bunch of D&D books. And this man becomes 10 before my very eyes. Magical sparkles fall from the sky, and he becomes 10. And he starts telling me about his D&D game that he plays with his dad, who's in his 80s, and his 2 sons.
Yeah.
And it's dragons and swords and adventures and family time. And he asked to see my art, and he's going through my art, and he's absolutely dorking the hell out.
Comes alive.
And I'm just, I didn't have to say anything. I just sat there and I quietly, and in that moment, I realized that I do this because if I am able to allow someone to remind someone who is not an artist that they can live with wonder and joy for even a second when they have to pay bills and do taxes and eat healthy and count calories and all that crap, job done. Life
1000% all day long. That's why I still do shows.
Yep. Yeah.
That's why I still do shows. It's you know, it's hard and it's long and it's hot, and I set up a 10 by fucking 20 a lot of times by myself. But you know what? When the people start coming in and they light up, and I've done Oracle decks. I've done 3 Oracle decks. So to have people come in and say, like, your Oracle decks have changed my life. There's just nothing fucking better, right? It's the high we're all chasing.
Yeah, I had a young woman come up to my table at the last time I did Gen Con, and I never thought, I started, my first client like out the gate was Fantasy Flight, as it is for a lot of us. And I've done a whole bunch of cards for them for a variety of things, and I did a ton of Lord of the Rings cards, just a beastly amount of Lord of the Rings cards. And this was like, I got that job when I was not ready for that job. And the thing with me is, like, it's always deep end stuff. It's always like, we need 9 wargs, and there's orcs on the wargs, and then like a dozen knights, and we're going to pay you like $200 for that. But everything has to be detailed. And you're like, I just graduated from school and I was watercoloring, and now I'm digital and I don't know what's going on. Oh God. And this wonderful young lady, very young, like probably not a teenager anymore, but early 20s anyway, walks up and she's like, are you Alex Gustafson? And I'm like, maybe, yes, I am. The sign says I am. And because, like, I don't really consider myself to have done much. I've done a lot of tabletop gaming stuff, but like nothing.
We forget.
Nothing that
we forget because we have to get. There's another project coming up, right?
Sure, and a lot of games were games that you work on and then you never see. Like, you never get a contributor copy. You never see if it got published. And she has every card that I have signed, and she's like, I have every card from this game that every
Sweet baby
artist
angel.
has done. And they're all signed except for yours because I could never find you at a show. And I saw that you were going to be at this Gen Con, so I brought your cards. And tears streaming down my face. I'm signing this girl's cards. And I sent her away with swag and art. And she's like, pay for it. I'm like, the hell you will. You will pay.
You just brought my entire life spark back. You're the best.
Right? I know. And you hear a lot of people, especially like on Magic the Gathering and projects that are a bigger like that, talk about signing cards for people and how great it is to meet the fans. And that was the first time anyone had ever come up to a booth and like wanted my work. And the funny thing is, this is like 2021. I did those cards in like 2010. Like there was a long period of time, and I'm looking at these cards and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, no, right. This art sucks now. Can we trade these out?
Isn't it weird how much life that your artwork has beyond, like, after you're done with it, your artwork still has life and is still inspiring people beyond, like, past what you like. I have artwork that still sells that's like 10, 15 years old. I'm like, holy shit.
I have one painting in particular that I had to retire it because I retired it from my portfolio, but not from my show table, because it is. I was like, I really wanted to get on D&D. This is younger me. And I was like, I'm going to start doing the classes that you can play, but in non-combat ways, because I want them to be more something you want to put on the wall, right? So you don't want like,
for sure.
player like blowing apart undead, and you're like, yeah, I'm putting that over my couch. So it is a blue-haired elf, an attractive blue-haired elf girl, and she's drinking out of a stream, and a fox has walked out of the forest. It's an old paint. It's like 9-10 years old at this point. I can sell that with my eyes closed. Just go sell, do your thing, and it's funny because every time that's on the table, women with blue hair just materialize and like, oh my god, a woman with blue hair. And I'm like, yes, I painted this specifically for you. And it just sells. So I was like, maybe I should embellish a copy of that, like throw some acrylic paint on it, and then like bring it to Dragon Con just as like, hey, I'm like, just title it lowest common denominator and have it fly off the
right.
But you know, there is something to be said for doing work that people will love. Because, you know, if you're painting like a deep emotional piece that's very personal to you, that's great. That is, and there might even be a few people who see that online and go, this really resonates with me when you explain what it's about.
Yeah.
But until you explain what it's about, people are like, well, that's kind of weird. You know.
But we all have work that not everybody gets.
Sure.
I was at a show. It was a small like street show, which I don't do too much anymore. And I had like this big biker dude walk through, and he was looking at my work, and he's like, you need more big, scary, roar dragons, whatever. Well, that's fine, whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay, thanks. But then right behind him was it's like this young woman in her 20s. And she was like petting each piece and going through very carefully. And she pulled one up and she's like, I've had a really, really rough year, and I was about to give up on my dreams. And it's like, this piece is telling me not to do that.
Yep.
And like you know, tears are streaming down my eyes. I'm like, can I have a hug? You know, and you know, here, have some more free shit. Yeah, I
am a massive hugger, and at shows there's a lot of people like, I buy your work, can I have a hug? And I'm like, yes.
Please do.
There's an unlimited amount of hugs. Vanessa Lemon's work does that for me. Like,
I love her work. And so she was at the One Fantastic Week doing workshops when I went to the workshop, and it was fabulous. She's so
it's funny because there's a lot of artists who I love. Like you asked me earlier in the show who my inspiration was. My big one was Todd Lockwood, who I have met Todd a bunch of times.
Yeah,
mine too. I would buy that a lot. I would read a book just because it had his art on it.
Oh sure. I always secretly wonder if he hates me telling this story, but I wrote to him in high school, and I was like, Todd Lockwood, I love you. Can I be a fantasy artist? Read your books, and I sent him a photo. Where is that? Hang on, let me see. I think it's right here. Let me see if I can grab it. I did one of those like high school, like I'm gonna do a master copy. Yeah, it is here. Oh God, it's in such bad condition. Keep in mind this is like 20 years old. So this is a master copy in acrylic that I did of.
That's amazing.
One of his book covers. I did this.
Amazing.
This is acrylic and bottled egg tempera because that's what my high school had.
I love it.
Yep.
That's not horrible at all. Like
it is very old and
now.
very, very poor shape. And then whatever paper the local art store had.
Right.
But so I took a Polaroid of that, mailed it to him with a handwritten letter, and I got a handwritten letter back saying, you know, if you work really hard and you and billionaire tech bros don't create technology that destroys your entire livelihood, you too can be a fantasy artist. And I took that like whatever glowing hot nugget exists at the core of Alex, took that in and was like, and now I charge forward blindly. Yes. And nothing has stopped me until you get to about your 40s. Then you're like, maybe a different way is best because you also need to worry about your health and your mental sanity. And
well, and working from a place of revenge, you know, that's been difficult. That's a lot of the inner shadow work that I've had to work on over the last year because I've been working on a lot of the deep emotional trauma and stuff like that. And realizing that trying to create art that inspires people from a place of I'll fucking show you is kind of difficult.
Yep.
And we'll put you into burnout. You can do that shit
when you're 20.
You want to kill yourself.
Yep. You can do that when you're 20 because you're not good enough unless you're like a savant to like out the gate hit your goals and that you can run on that fuel, but it's very dirty fuel.
Yes. Oh God. Yes.
From joy, and you need to be well paid, and that's just it. You need to have. Ideally, somebody wrote to me last week or the week before, and were like, "I really want to be a freelancer. How do I do this?" And I said, "Do you have a regular job?" And they said, "Yes." I'm like, "I realize this is the pot calling the kettle black, but I would not leave your regular job until you have 6 months of bills saved up."
For sure.
And they're like, "Do you have that?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. I have half a month of bills saved up because I had to fight tooth and nail to go full freelance. So it's been a very difficult decision for me to go back to looking for regular work."
Yes, I understand 1,000%.
In your 40s, no less. You know, you don't. Kid Alex did not go in my 40s. I want to be considering working for a warehouse. Not that there's anything wrong with working for a warehouse. It's just not the goal, you know. And it's very difficult to see that as a good thing.
Well, it messes with who you thought you were, right?
Oh yeah,
because I had to go back to
warehouse work, customer service work. That's soul crushing work.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. It's funny. I really love helping people, but I do not. It has to be my choice. Like a good example is instead of Thanksgiving, my family and I go and do we feed the homeless at this.
That's cool.
Restaurant. That was my idea when I was a kid. I love doing that. However, if somebody would walk up to me and be like, "Alex, you need to feed the homeless," I'd be like, "I'm going to fight you in the street." Like, you know,
right.
Like not really, but I don't.
It's that ADHD defiance disorder. Yeah, I get that.
It's not even that. It's something like, because I have that for some things, but not for others. I want to take care of people and make sure that they're safe and well taken care of, but I don't want it to be my job.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Well, I think there's something that, and we talked to a few artists that have said something similar that, you know, it's, I don't know if you're born with it or what, but the drive to make art and to chase that high and to try to make people's lives better through your work.
Sure.
It's an impulse, right? It's something that, like I said earlier, I couldn't be anything else if I wanted to. And I'm fortunate that my best friend here runs a bookstore. So I was able to call her up and be like, "Hey, I need a job for the summer." And she went, "Great, I'll work you on the schedule." Right. So I have a day job. I'm working retail in a bookstore and I like the bookstore and I can see where she needs help in her business. And that's part of what's really difficult is I know that it would be very easy for me to drop everything and go work for her 5 days a week and solve a lot of her problems. Right. Sure. I could take over the ordering. I could take over XYZ. And I know that those are things that I am really good at. But the thought of walking away from art just makes me nauseous.
Oh yeah, makes my anxiety act out wicked bad. I'm really good at any one thing. So I'm getting a little bit of an echo.
Echo.
Oh shit.
and we're all doing it. So like, if I'm doing business stuff, I can do business stuff, and I'm doing art stuff, I can do art stuff. But I'm really trash at like wearing 8 hats. I get kind of jealous when I meet some of the like the older illustrators and they have like a spouse that like helps them do that.
Yes.
I'm like, can I go to the spouse store and meet? Like, I will cook, I will clean. You will never have to lift a finger in the house. Please, for the love of God, help me with my taxes.
Yep.
It's a weird thing. Especially being a guy. Like, nobody talks about this in the industry, but if you're a guy, you cannot be the person that needs that kind of assistance in a relationship in America today.
Right.
That's just not a thing.
Because that's the male's job.
Right. Yeah. Yes. We have to go out and be the breadwinner.
You mean you're not naturally good at filing taxes? What's wrong with you?
I'm not naturally good at earning money.
I mean,
I feel like I flirt with the idea of being a freelance illustrator, and I've done a few jobs for some folks, but it's like, and I'm starting more shows, so I get all the best parts of it without having any of the pressure. So it's like I have a job that is paying my bills and whatnot, and I have my health insurance figured out. So I get to flirt around with being an illustrator without having to commit. But there's like always that little bit of like, could you do it? Could you be in it? You know? So it's like I want to, but like I'm just too nervous. I would never be able to pull the ripcord.
Well, and it doesn't help that the entire world is kind of against us right now either. You know, like,
sure. Yeah.
Like same with you. Like I was pulling 40K in sales 2 years ago, and now I'm pulling 18. Right.
Sure.
And that's nothing that I'm doing. The art hasn't changed. I'm still doing the, same amount of shows or XYZ. It's just things are shit for everybody right now. And
there's nobody. Well, that's not. There are some billionaire tech bros to blame, but there's nobody in the industry who's like a mustache twirling villain. Nobody's like, let's stop Alex from working. Moo-ha.
Well, that's just because Musk hasn't grown a mustache yet.
Yeah, that's true. I seriously, when he hit trillion, I was like, he really wants to write to him and be like, dear Elon Musk, I need $5,000 a month to make all of this stuff, and you won't notice it's gone. Let's talk.
Right?
You could fund every artist on this planet and never notice that money is missing.
Yep.
Do you think part of it is proximity? Do you think that like some people get more opportunities because they are near more creative like places?
100%. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where I am in Vermont, so I moved back here during the pandemic to help take care of my folks because they're in their upper 70s. Where I am 100% is affecting my ability to get work. If I was in LA or New York or Chicago or Seattle, not Seattle. Seattle's its own thing. Seattle has some really messed up stuff with their job, the way jobs work there, especially in video games. Like, you need to have worked for one of the big video game companies out there to work for any of the others. So you can get boxed out very easily.
Right.
When I was out there, I could get interviewed with all of them, but they'd all be like, oh, you haven't worked for one of the others? Well, we really need you to know our pipeline. And I'd be like, well, I haven't worked for you yet. Why would I know what your pipeline is?
Right.
They don't.
I was watching a Mike Magnolia documentary, and he was talking about how he used to just get work at Marvel.
That's a good one.
He was hanging around.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. When you walk out the door and bump into these people, it's easy to. Well, it's who you know, right? So now they see you and they see your face and they know who you are, and they're more likely to give you a job and XYZ. Yeah. I'm like you. I'm in like rural fucking New Mexico, and all of the shows and any of the shows that I go to are at least a 9-hour drive.
Sure.
So that limits the amount of like shows I can do and things like that, because now show prep, setup, driving, everything else, that's a 2-week journey, and not just hey, I'm going to go do an art in the park this weekend and make what I need to make for the next month. Like, that's not an option. I have to plan my shows well ahead of time. Yeah. And there's nothing small worth doing here. So
I couldn't even get into it. Like, I live 2 minutes away from the local fairgrounds, which is this massive complex, right? They are having a Ren Fair at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't even get it.
What? How?
Well, one, I didn't apply in time. So that's
a big, yeah.
But also, it's like it's outdoors. I'm like, I'll bring my own goddamn table. Like, and they were like, no, we have too many people. And I'm like, yeah, Vermont doesn't love fancy.
Yeah, and they're probably all 3D printed and
die
subbed garbage.
But yeah, they for me, it's going to be an 18.5-hour drive to get to Atlanta for Dragon Con in September.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's about what it is for me too.
What am I going to do? Ship my shit? What happens if it doesn't arrive? Then it's just me behind an empty
table.
Yeah,
absolutely.
With a sign that says free hugs.
Right.
Who's that guy?
Alan saw me at the last big Ren Fair I did. I got a double in my Kia Soul.
Oh my gosh. She TARDISed it. She had a TARDIS. I don't know how she.
Yeah, I got a roof rack and put the tents on top, and everything else went inside. And yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I have an ancient baby car. So I will be renting a car of some form that can drive me down there because my 2013 Hyundai Elantra hatchback will not be fitting everything I need to go to Atlanta.
I don't know. You can cram it in pretty good.
That would be good gas mileage, though.
It's actually kind of crap gas mileage. Oh, you mean renting a car? Yes, renting a car, I'll get better gas mileage, right? I think I get like 23 miles to the gallon in that thing.
Yeah, I get my Kia Soul gets about 27 when it's fully loaded down. So
sure, yeah.
That's a 2017, but
I can't wait though. This is going to be my first show since the last time I did Gen Con, so I'm going to be there with bells on and a big smile, and I don't care if I don't get to go. Like
that's one of those shows that just the experience of being there is worth it for sure.
You need to find yourself a booth partner so you can go network and get some jobs while you're there.
I don't think Dragon Con's really that kind of. I don't think there are a lot of art directors at Dragon Con. If it was Gen Con, sure. But here's the other thing about that is I've worked for almost all of the tabletop companies. They stopped working with me because I had to raise my prices to survive. I can't work for $200 a job. There's one client who I will not name by name, but I love them. And they have saved my bacon so many times that I will work for them for that price. And that is the only client that I will work for that price. Because when you start hitting like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a cover, and then somebody comes to you and goes, "Will you do a cover for me for $60?" It's like my internet cost.
Yeah. Well, and that's something that I wanted to touch on too is the jobs that are available versus the amount of people coming in, because right now we're seeing an influx of a lot of young artists that are coming in, and it's hard when there are people out there that are not probably near as good as you are, but they're on that ladder that are willing to take that job. And the game companies, I mean, as we've seen with AI, a lot of these people are kind of art blind, so they not necessarily know the difference between an oh my god killer cover and a good enough cover, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah.
Even for my own stuff, like doing book covers is where I realized that I wasn't making my best work because you get paid, but the pay delays, everything is like a month and a half behind, and then I suddenly realized I was doing a regular job and working on my own stuff. The quality of my work is going to go up 200%.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is different now than it was when I first started. The way art direction was presented was that it was this collaborative, and that's gone. That is never. And now even the biggest, most amazing clients, and I love them, but there's this element of disorganization. Like you're like, oh my god, I have to survive, but they're also like that because their whole company is print about to disappear.
Right. Everybody feeling the crunch.
Yeah. So it's like to emphasize, it's nobody's fault. Nobody's the bad guy except the billionaires. Tech bros, they are definitely the bad guy. But like it is harder now. Like one of the other things, coming into the field, you used to be able to get feedback. If I walked up, like I remember the first time I applied to Wizards of the Coast, I was 15. Never tell them. And I wrote to them and I sent them my I'm going to college portfolio, and I got a handwritten letter, like a hand typed letter back on stationery, signed by like 4 art directors or whatever. And they were like, unfortunately, young man, this stuff is not good enough to work for us. Here is like what we should work on, right?
That's cool. Yeah, advice. Yeah, for sure.
And then when I was a professional, same thing. We get feedback. And now it's just total radio silence in all directions.
Yeah.
And it's not even their fault. Like, nobody's doing that intentionally. They can't. They're overworked. And there's 9,000 of us applying and emailing, like hiding in the bushes outside their car.
Right. Can I have a portfolio review?
Look at my portfolio. Never in the bathroom. Like,
Right.
That's one of the things that we were talking about on a previous podcast is that now more than ever, there are so many people doing art. There are more artists now than ever before. So it's like, and they will,
and it's absolutely an accessibility thing.
Oh, sure.
They're all at different various levels of needing financial security, right? So like some guy's gonna work do a cover for $400. Some guy's gonna do it for, it's because he doesn't need it or whatever. But it's kind of crazy. Algorithms are screwing us all though.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's because every 8-year-old has access to Photoshop. We didn't have that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. When you grow up with an iPad and Procreate at
exactly.
6, and the first time I think I vaguely remember Photoshop 3 or 4 from a cracked version from the late 90s, early aughts. Right. And, I remember my first digital stuff being made with mice, with a little mouse and stuff. Right. So,
yes. We don't talk about
we all have access to pencils and paper and stuff, but that's not the same thing as digital and the tutorials and YouTube and everything else that, everybody has access to now.
YouTube is
and we can hop on Twitch right now and go to the art channel. And there are at least 50 people that are probably making anime and furries. So on Twitch Live.
Yeah, when I started being the oldest person in the room at anime conventions, that got a little weird.
Yep. Yeah. That is one of the reasons I never applied to like anime conventions and stuff. Was I was like, I'm an old man now. I don't feel old. I don't even feel my age. But like,
no, me neither.
You start to notice it, and I'm like, oh.
When the girl next to you is selling charms so she can make enough money to buy her next Xbox game, and you're trying to make enough money to pay your rent for the month, that gets a little difficult.
I was talking to these wonderful online artists who they make their money by sharing their work and doing like the turnaround, like it's my work.
Right.
And they're all like mid-20s, men and women. They're all ridiculously attractive. And they're like, okay, so here's what you got to do. You got to wear something that's really tight on your biceps. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I mean, I'll do that anyway, but I'm not doing that. I'm not like,
this is not an OnlyFans for painters.
Right. Here's my artwork.
The artwork is that way.
I heard myself rolling my eyes.
Right? Like, and they were really,
you got tickets to the gun show? Bow, bow.
Yeah, right. And so, like, I took all the information, and there were some great nuggets in there. But, like, in terms of that, you can't even compete. So it's like, what is like an old, salty, tired man to do against young people who would like understand how TikTok works?
Yes.
Yeah, right. I have found my sculpture goes viral every time I share it on TikTok because it's physical. Not because it's traditional, because it's touchable.
Yes.
If I put a painting on TikTok, people are like, "Oh, that's flat."
I think the new work is going to do better because again, it's that shift. If I'm, taking a video of it, changing from one image to the arch, one side to the other, and you have the shimmer across the metal and the light, blah, blah, blah. I think it'll do well. We're going to find out. Sure. I fucking hate short content, but
that is the trap, right? You have to not fall into the old man yelling at clouds. I catch myself all the time. I'm like, no, don't be that guy.
Right?
Don't be that guy on the internet.
I hate short content.
Like,
have you ever considered, because Carla knows people licensing industry, not the stuff on Drive-Thru TTRPG. but have you ever considered taking like some of like your work and like using it for licensing or something like that for some type of income?
Yeah, I have pieces that I can license, and I do one shot. Like people will come and be like, "I need a monster," and I'll be like, "Cool, I have these 5 images that I've done for past clients that I own the rights for. You may purchase any of these for $200 to $400, depending on the size of the painting."
Nice.
And they're like, "And there's no turnaround," and I'm like, "Nope, you can do whatever
It's
you want
done.
one time." Or there's I think it's $200 if I don't have to do any work, and if you want like an in perpetuity license, it's more. It's like 4 or 5, but it's still bargain basement.
Yeah.
Most of those are like 5, 6, 7 years old at this point, and like I don't care. And I have a couple of images that are in like 9 different RPG books. If a
Wow.
company wanted, sure. Like just
That's why I'm like, let's put this artwork to work. Let's make some puzzles out of this shit.
I will probably do that with a bunch of stuff from Soul Haven, like because there's going to be a lot of just like Villager 8, Sure, if there's a paycheck attached to it, I don't care.
I saw this.
Yeah, my art is my children, and now it has to grow up, move out of the house, and make me some fucking money.
Yeah, right. They're all going to work at the comics.
That's right. Well, this
Cool.
has
Well,
been an awesome
Yeah.
podcast. Thank you so much for definitely coming on. Carla, do you want to do our outro?
Yeah. Alex, go ahead and tell us like where we can find you again and what you're working on now.
Okay, so illustratedpixels.com is my website that has all of the social links. And either my name, Alex Gustafson, Alexander Gustafson, or Illustrated Pixels are going to be, that's how you're going to find me on all the socials. I'm on Blue Sky, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, Threads, you name it. The only thing I'm not on is X because reasons.
Because X.
Yeah,
Yes.
Are
but
you
yeah,
on Substack?
I am not on Substack. I am not on Substack, and I have
It's a cool place.
I don't want to be on
The algorithm on Substack is still nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with Blue Sky and like people like join Blue Sky, and I'm like, I can't do even one more social media platform.
Right? Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I'm
but
so
that's-
social media out.
I've actually stopped posting on Blue Sky as much because it just seems like they're like the algorithm kind of petered out a little bit.
There isn't an algorithm. There's no algorithm.
Yeah.
It's whoever you're friended with, and we are the entire art community is there. And it's just like me yelling to the art community that I need work. That's
Yeah.
we all
Exactly.
need work.
Yes.
Incidentally, yes, listeners, should you happen to be an art director, you can call.
Absolutely.
Call Alexander because his work is the bomb.
It's awesome. It is the bomb. Great. Well, thanks for joining Here Be Dragons. And make sure to like, subscribe, and find us on the web at herebedragonsartcast.com. We're on Substack. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere else you listen. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.